You may need to make an inference based on an implication from the passage. While this is similar to drawing a conclusion, you need to make a logic jump to a new situation or idea rather than summarize what the author explicitly says. When you make an inference, you form an idea about the passage using statements and facts directly given. This is also known as an educated guess. When the author implies something, he is suggesting it to be true without actually stating it. Identifying an implication is also known as reading between the lines. You can recognize instances where you'll need to use implications and make inferences by the following question stems. The passage suggests that, the author implies that, it can be inferred that. Let's get into some tips to help us. First things first, identify the main idea. The inference or implication won't contradict it, and this is always a good starting point for full comprehension of the passage. Ask yourself why the author wrote the passage. If the author has an opinion about the subject, what is it? If you understand how the author feels about the subject, you are on your way to understanding what he implies. Locate text evidence to support your idea. This means to make sure you can defend the choice using facts or statements given directly in the passage. In other words, you should only make one logic jump, not several. Here's an example. The Lewis and Clark expedition is significant in many ways for science, geography, ethnology, the politics of empire, for providing, through their journals, an unparalleled description of the West at the dawn of the 19th century, for offering enduring lessons in bravery, perseverance, and the success that comes from working together, for leaving behind what the historian Bernard DeVoto recognized as something simple and immortal, a tableau of courage and endurance in clear light, one of the world's heroic stories that seem like myths. When the expedition was originally conceived, the United States ended at the Mississippi River. Thanks to Jefferson's Louisiana Purchase, by the time they set off from the Mississippi's east bank in 1804, the nation's boundaries had been stretched to the Rocky Mountains. The Southwest and the Pacific coast were still claimed by others. However, there was nothing to indicate that our nation would one day embrace it all. However, Lewis and Clark's arrival on the continent's western coast helped make possible what we now consider inevitable. They set the stage for the new America and expanded our horizons. Let's piece together the information from that passage and see what we can infer. From the passage, which of the following can be inferred? A. When the expedition was originally conceived, the United States ended at the Mississippi River. B. No later explorations matched the distance covered by Lewis and Clark. C. Lewis and Clark traveled through territory not owned by the United States. D. The author is arguing for future expeditions. Remember that an inference is a logic jump. The passage states that the Southwest and the Pacific coast were still claimed by others, and Lewis and Clark's arrival on the continent's western coast. This text evidence indicates that while the United States did not control the area on the western coast, Lewis and Clark made it there. Therefore, they must have traveled through territory owned by others. The other choices are too narrow in focus or beyond the scope. A is a true statement given directly. It's not suggested, it's stated. B is too many logic jumps. The passage only talks about what happened before and leading up to their journey. It doesn't talk about future explorations. D is a primary purpose answer, not something to infer. In addition, the author doesn't talk about a need for future expeditions. We made an inference in the previous passage. Now let's look for an implication in this next example. Vitamins and minerals are important nutrients needed by our bodies to maintain health and happiness. The only way to consume these is through taking a multivitamin supplement, right? Wrong. dietary supplement companies profited about $37 billion a year in America. And these companies would like you to believe that vitamin pills are the best way to maintain your health. Eating a diet rich in fresh fruits and vegetables, however, will provide you with the same, better nutrition without the scary additives that can be found in vitamin supplements. For example, a half cup of raw broccoli provides for 65% of your vitamin C recommendation, plus 21 other vitamins and minerals without lining the pockets of the vitamin company. In this passage, the author implies that anyone who takes vitamin supplements, A, is risking their health and safety, B, is paying unnecessarily for vitamins and minerals, C, is choosing the healthiest way to supplement their diet, D, is too lazy to cook their own meals. Remember, an implication is suggested throughout the text, but not stated. You need to make a logical leap to a choice the author would believe or agree with, and is supported by the text. Because the passage suggests that supplements may contain scary additives, it is implied that anyone who takes them is A, risking their health. The author suggests B explicitly. He lists how much money supplement companies earn and says, lining the pockets. Option C is a direct contradiction of what the author believes. Nowhere in the passage does the author mention cooking meals, so option D cannot be implied or inferred from the text.